We can go. Access my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We can go. Access my regular. I'm talking things for better now. Oh, Says my regular, I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We can go. Says my regular, I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better Says my regular, I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We can go. Says my regular, I'm talking. We can go. Says my regular, I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We can go. Says my regular, I'm talking things for better now. Oh, Says my regular, I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now. We can go. Says my regular, I'm talking things for better now. Oh, things for better now.
Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? Hello? Can anyone hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, I see a yes. Okay, so the
He apparently can't hear me.
oh, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you breaking. Yeah, I've been hearing the whole time. You sound like a robot. You breaking up, but that could be my end.
How's the sound, people? So, yeah, they can hear us.
I'm here, y'all. I got to do something about that. When I when the music when the video cuts off on y'all end, it don't cut off on my end. It just keeps going. I got to figure that out.
So I'll when it ends in the back chat,
Mhm.
I'll put that the music's over.
Yeah. Thank you. Cause I don't be want to talk over it, but it just keeps going. Good morning, D Truth. Trey, I sent you the link out of habit. But why are you not asleep, Trey?
He don't sleep.
Trey, Trey. It's ridiculous. Like how was he even able to click the link, D True?
I don't know. I can't tell you. The man's a robot. The man is a
I'm wrong
robot.
with him.
He is a sex machine. That's
Not
what
a
he is. He's a sex
second.
machine.
I just he had done dropped off. He must have thought it was him. Okay, he's back.
The
Now
sex
my system
machine.
said something went wrong. Who is Sex Machine?
You a sex machine. You don't sleep.
Mind your business, sir.
Did you take a nap or something? Did you take a nap?
What, a
No,
35-minute nap?
Yeah, about
I ain't
35
taking that
minutes.
at all. I'm taking no nap. I don't get that. I'll probably be sleeping in the middle of the day. If I don't do my live at 10, that's why. Not
Lord
10,
have
yeah,
mercy.
10 tonight.
So you probably gonna go to sleep like crash, like later on today and just crash. Huh?
Well, I'm not going live
I
till
think I'm
1.
about to crash. No, I think my phone about to crash. Apparently, my phone is tired.
It's
The motherfucker's
tied,
acting
Trey.
weird.
It's tied. What you say, D True?
No, I'm on the third one, so it shouldn't be.
Oh God.
I,
What
I'm
you
going
say?
li- I'm going live at 1 p.m. Eastern time, or I'm sorry, 2
Yeah,
p.m.
1
East.
p.m. 12 cent. Oh, 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
Yeah. 1 p.m.
1
Central.
o'clock. Okay. Where's your promo?
It just came out.
Oh, okay, okay. I was looking for it.
Yeah,
Alrighty then.
just came out like 5 minutes ago. I
Okay,
guess as you were going live.
okay, I'll go share it. Thanks everybody for being here. Shout out to you all for coming in. Shout out to D Truth for being able to join this morning. Shout out to Trey who needs to be asleep, but he's here. Hopefully he'll fall asleep doing his live.
Did your friend
Um,
go home, uh, Money Boy?
I don't think Trey was at home.
No,
Oh,
Trey
I
was
okay.
wasn't at
in,
home. I'm at
Oh,
yeah,
that
okay.
Trey was
nigga
in the
house. No,
streets.
he passed out.
I bet he
I won.
did.
You,
I
you know
bet he
you,
did.
you you know you play pranks on niggas when they fall asleep first.
Oh yeah, yep. The non-erasable markers with the penis on the forehead and the balls on the chin. Yeah, yep. Those things happen when you fall asleep, especially if you've been drinking.
Child. Mm. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, we're gonna finish up with the testimony of I call her Boring Betsy, but I think her name is Lori something. I didn't forget her name. She pissed me off so bad. But her testimony is about to end, and we're gonna get into the testimony. Um,
She just looked boring.
yeah, she's boring. She's boring as hell. Like honestly, I got so mad yesterday. But anywho, everybody got it. It's just to me. I guess she's the person that collected the evidence, so of course she would be the one to introduce it into. But man, come on, bro. But
Well,
anywho, we're
she
gonna
okay.
go
So
ahead.
she collects the. She's one of the people that collects the evidence, but I believe she's the one that signs off on the evidence. So she
Right.
has to log the evidence in. So when they get
Right.
back, her job is to log the
I
evidence
understand it's a chain. It's
in.
a chain. It was like a chain of custody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also for her to explain what this is. Like
Right.
I actually have a picture of the t-shirt.
All
You
right.
know,
Can I still put you on photo layout even though she's up there? Let me see.
the 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 t-shirt that they photographed with the blood stains on it.
Mm-hmm.
I found that.
Okay, you're up there, but she's blocking you. So let me take her down. But that's who we're gonna be listening to, y'all, until we get the next witness up. All right, the truth, I got you pulled up.
All right,
So
hold
let's
on,
start listening while you pull your picture up, and then we'll get into it. All right, y'all, because I really want to get through with her today, and we will, because she don't have much left to say. But it's just a fact, okay? Oh, thank y'all so much for being here. Sorry, shout out to my mod. Do I have a moderator? I know eBooks is in a meeting, so no. So I'll be watching the chat. Okay.
I'm watching too.
And D Truth is watching. Thank y'all so much for being in here. Please hit that like button if you don't mind. And also feel free to hit the cash app and support the channel. All right, what you got there, D Truth?
So remember she was talking about the uh the the luminous that they use, because it's a luminous. So what it does is you spray the material, and
Mm-hmm.
then this the colors will appear if there's blood traces
Right.
on the shirt, minute, whatever, it will show
Mm-hmm.
up as that. So as
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing, you see on his stomach.
Right. Which one are you talking about? The one at the top left? My top left?
Now see, there's two. So the one at the bottom where they have the yellow marker,
Uh-huh.
uh I guess is prior, and then the next one is showing you the blood splatters.
Oh, once they put the luminant on it.
Yes. Now
Gotcha.
they circle. See in the lower left hand corner, they circle the spots that they find uh, blood.
Right.
So that's what his shirt looked like after they sprayed it with the luminous.
Gotcha. So, okay, wait a minute. So, are those blood spatters or like blood traces or whatever?
Yes.
God. Okay. Okay. And which
See,
shirt is this, D True? Just for the people, which
th-
shirt is this?
this is the T-shirt he was wearing the night of the
So it
murder,
actually was traces of blood on the T-shirt that he was wearing
on
that
his
night.
T-shirt, which I believe he got from the seat belt.
Mm-hmm.
See where it
Yeah, because that transferred from the clothes he. To me,
yes,
honestly, I believe he was wearing when he went to his parents' house.
yes. So
Yeah.
that across his stomach
Mm-hmm.
looks like the seat belt, and it was rubbed
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
across his stomach, up and down. When he put it on, it rubbed up and down, and that's the minute traces. So whatever he was wearing, I believe he was in his underwear when he drove to his mama's house, and whatever was on him rubbed off on his seatbelt just enough, because they
Mm-hmm.
did mention that the seatbelt had blood traces on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the transfer to his new clothes. Because remember,
Mm-hmm.
they've testified. Did his clothes look worn? No, they didn't look like he'd been wearing them all day.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of the evidence that they entered in, and of course he's gonna go into it, and I'll guarantee, I haven't heard it, but I'll guarantee he's gonna go. Well, that could be anyone's blood, right? There wasn't enough to test to see if it was any of the victim's blood,
Right.
which is true. They couldn't pull blood from the T-shirt to test whose blood it was.
Because it was on the traces, right?
It was very minute. I mean,
Right.
you don't
Right.
need that much, but you're gonna need something. And then once they spray this stuff on it, kind of, you know. changes it a little bit. So that's
Yeah.
another, But again, that's small speckles of blood on his shirt. That's not
Mm-hmm.
a big. That's not a lot of blood right there.
Right. All right, y'all. Let's get into the last, the last few minutes of Miss. I want to say this lady's name is Worley. Last name is Worley. Let me get my volume. Thank you, the truth.
Let me also show you this photograph and see if you can identify it.
Yes,
What is that?
it's a picture when we were trying to determine the angle of that defect in the doghouse.
The defect would be the bullet hole.
Yes, sir.
Offer this into evidence as number 11 without objection. 11, right? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have you go to the jury room for a break. Please do not discuss the case.
All right, that's the break they took. Now I'm gonna fast forward it, and we're gonna come right back. Okay, now they're coming back, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it.
What is it? No, it's two separate.
Good morning, Heathen.
The jury is present.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. You want ice cream? There's some in the freezer. I'm walking away for a minute, Truth. I'll be right back.
They were riveting testimony.
You'd think they'd have all this set already.
All right, y'all, they finally coming in, I guess. They so slow. Dick just standing there looking like he just ready to go home. They're looking over some evidence.
9, 10,
Hey, the card.
12,
Hey, Tanya.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
All in favor, without objection.
So, you took measurements, for instance, let me show you the picture I want to show you to begin with, which is, of the quail, cage. Let me, first of all, show you exhibit number 20, which is Worley, page 7. If you could put that up on the screen. You recognize that?
I do.
And what is that?
It's one of the diagrams that I created,
And what's it a diagram of?
that quail cage.
Okay. Now, you did a,
Be true. Make sure you drop your link for your live for later in the chat too.
that sketch,
Okay.
and that sketch shows, so it says, defect interior side of cage, in defect interior side wall of cage, and defect interior back wall of cage, right?
Right,
So you have an entrance and an exit hole, correct?
that's right.
Now, what did you do to try to determine the trajectory on that? Where did it come from?
We placed a flight path rod through defect J all the way through to where it went through the back wall of the cage.
Okay. Let me see. I know I have a picture of that.
Like it?
Is that a picture of that rod?
It's one of the many pictures, yes.
No, but I mean, does that picture accurately depict the rod you put through, but from the exterior to the interior?
Yes.
Okay. How about put that up, please? The 2019. Yes. And so you're telling the jury that this is a rod that you ran from from the entrance hole to the exit hole. And what are you doing right here?
That's where we're determining the angle.
Upward or downward angle?
That's right.
Okay. Now let's talk about how you determine the angle of front to back. I don't know what you call that scientifically. I mean, did you determine the angle of that rod as to the exterior wall of that?
Yes.
Okay. And based on the exhibit we saw a moment ago, the entrance wound would have been on the, I'll go back to Worley, page 7. The entrance would have been on this side,
You
correct?
back, Ebro?
Yes.
Now, the feed room, you would agree with me, is not on that side of the quail cage, correct?
That's right.
Matter of fact, this side faces the feed room, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Now, did you determine, and I can walk through all the technical things you did, but did you only determine the angle, you can check your notes, the angle of the entrance hole over here to that side? That is, at what is that horizontal? Am I talking horizontal?
Yes.
Okay, the horizontal entrance and exit wound, if you put that rod through it, what did it tell you about the angle as opposed to that black area?
We determined it was approximately 41 degrees
41 degrees. And if I'm standing at that edge, is it 41 degrees to my right or my left?
I believe to the right. I'm not sure though.
Can you look and see?
I don't have that in my notes.
Okay, let me show you a picture. It's worth 1,000 words. Just help refresh your memory.
Yes.
And so, could you put KNWL 2019 up, please? Okay, what you did was, correct me if I'm wrong, you put that rod through, and then you put a protractor up against it, and then the protractor told you
Good
it
morning,
was
Kim. Good morning,
41
Miss Carla.
degrees from
Good morning, Sirius. Miss Margie.
flat or
From,
Have a good day at
from
work,
the,
sweetie.
where the bullet went in the wall, from that flat edge to where the angle is was 41 degrees.
Okay, and let me show you KNWL 2007. Ask you a question, see if it comes up. You don't strike that, I don't need it. Well, that's it. But that depicts that rod you put from the exterior through the interior, right?
That's right.
And so as that rod sticks out, it would be the path of the bullet.
Approximately, yes.
Approximately, okay. And it's 41 degrees from neutral.
Yes.
Or, I mean, if this were the wall of the wall the bullet went into, it would be 41 degrees would be over here.
Yes.
Right. So that side, right. Okay.
What you mean, Kim? Do I need to look something up, girl? What you done, girl? Because I ain't seen it. YouTube, you know anything about that?
No, I haven't heard him say any. I know he put the appeal in, but again, they always
Yeah,
do
Kim
that.
said he's still in jail and still making headlines. Hey, Snow Cole. Good morning. Child.
Moneyboy said it keeps kicking him.
It keeps kicking him.
Yeah.
StreamYard, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. Come back up, Trey. Trey need to go to sleep. Let me see if he gone. Yeah, he gone. Come back up, Trey.
Oh, he admitted to lying about Shutterfield's death. Oh, let me look that up.
Oh, you know what? I saw that. I may have to pull that. I saw that, Kim. I'm gonna pull that. We probably gonna talk about it tomorrow. I'm glad you reminded me because I saw that, but I was like doing something when I saw it. Where's my pen? I think I was looking for something else when I actually saw it. But I'm gonna pull it and admit it. You know, that's the maid, the housekeeper, D-True.
Yeah,
I know you know that.
May 1st.
We need to talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are these times that I go on for these good for you whenever you're not like out?
Yeah, no, the mornings are okay with me. It's when it gets into the evening because I work at night a lot.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's your device, Trey? Okay. Kim said I usually see everything here locally because I'm in Savannah. Oh, okay, yeah. So, and then you probably watch the news and stuff. I don't watch the news. Anything I see comes over my phone. I don't like literally sit and watch the news on the TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about this tomorrow. But he admits,
You pulled it up.
Yeah, he admits to lying about the dog causing her to fall.
Oh, okay. Wow. It's such a shock. Good. Send me what you got, D Truth, so we can talk about it.
Right.
All right, thank you. All right, y'all, here we go.
So,
Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Please hit that like button.
See from that picture we showed a moment ago, used a protractor just like this one, maybe similar to this one, to determine that angle, right?
That's right.
And basically you just you take the rod and then you put this
Thank you,
up
Kim.
to it and then figure out what the angle is, right?
You line up the middle of the protractor on where the defect is, yes.
Where the bullet hole is.
Right.
Okay. Now, did you do the same thing for the dog pen, a dog house?
Yes, we did.
And let me walk you through a couple of those pictures. Okay.
I just thought about something. Be true, Miss Lee is good.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen her. Well, I think I saw her in, I can't remember what live I saw her in, but okay, she's good. Okay.
Yeah, she showed up last night later.
Oh, okay. E. Bruce, I did see it. I saw it, but you know how you be looking for something else, then you see it, then you know, usually years ago before I got on all this medication, honey, I could put something in my back thought and remember it later, but honey, it don't work that way no more. But I did see it, E. Bruce. I just forgot all about it.
Let's go to page 6 of 8 of her report.
Thank you, D. True. Somebody sent me that. Now that I'm looking at that title, somebody sent me that. It's probably where I saw it and forgot about it.
Is that something you prepared?
It is.
Okay. So if we look at this, could you zoom in just a little bit for me, please? And here we go. So defect 1 is the entrance hole.
It's defect I, yes.
I'm sorry?
Defect I.
Dick, do you need glasses?
And defect H is what?
You 80
We weren't sure if it
years
was
old.
a defect. It didn't go through the wall, but we marked it.
Did you have anything that went all the way through?
Just I.
Just I. But you also stuck a rod in that, correct?
Yes, we did.
And what was the dog, this side of the dog house would be the side facing the kennels?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the entrance angle on that? You put a rod through and measured, just like you did before, with a protractor. And what was the angle on that?
The horizontal angle was approximately 84 degrees.
So 84 degrees.
I'm yelling at Dick. Dick can't even get the evidence shit right. He didn't got to bend all the way down and look at it, like he need to put his glasses on. He 187 years old.
Now the side the bullet went in was facing the dog pens.
Yes.
And as we see from the photos, approximately, I mean, again, it's just guesswork, but not square with the dog pens, a little bit further to, if you're standing in the feed room, if you're looking at the dog house, it would be a little bit to your left, correct?
That's right.
And then this trajectory into the dog house is 84 degrees, which means it's coming, if that's the feed room, it's coming from even further over here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let me have you do this for me. If I had a sketch, your sketch of the dog house and the quail cage, you could take that protractor right there and basically show the line out, correct?
From the quail cage to the doghouse?
No, from the quail cage, the trajectory, if I put down that protractor on the side where the bullet went in, it's pretty easy to identify in your sketch.
Right.
And went to, what was the first one, how many degrees? I'm sorry, I can't remember it either.
Was 41 degrees. 41 degrees.
41 degrees on your sketch. You could follow the trajectory of that bullet out, correct?
Yes.
You do the same thing on the dog house.
Right.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Come correct. Ah! Me neither, girl. The attorney that is. They're putting up an exhibit, y'all.
Is that just a blow up of what we previously put it as?
Yes.
How about do me a favor and keep track of what the different angles are? Because I'll never remember when you get down here.
Listen to him.
So,
Oh, they.
if you step down, please.
Hey, Reggie. Hey, James. I'm sorry if I miss y'all.
Let's get this oriented correctly. Is the doghouse on this? Okay, I'm disoriented. I'm looking at it upside down. Okay, so if you, does protractor work for you? It's got a little thing that allows you to. Okay, if you take it and let's go from the quail, oh, here it is, small animal cage. And the projectile came in on this side over here, correct? Okay, so if you'll come over here for me, please. And put the projector, put the protractor against the, there you go. And how many degrees did that go?
41 degrees.
Okay, could you put that on 41 degrees? Okay, and could you take that line out for me, please? Is there a way for you to draw that? This is a pretty fine point Sharpie. I'm going to hold this down. If you'll draw that line for me, please. Okay, and let's go to the dog house. What was the degrees on that?
84.
Okay, 84 degrees. Okay, and how about draw a line for that for me, please, from the side of the doghouse? It's okay. I can get it. Okay, now I'll take that easel now. Okay, if you just step over there for a second.
All right, Z True. They literally got this. What y'all see on the screen that D Truth got pulled up. That's literally what they're showing in the courtroom right now, y'all.
Now, that's steady. So correct me if I'm wrong, but if you look at the photographs and you look at, well, you look at this, the feed room door is approximately right here, correct?
That's right.
Could you circle that with a red circle for me, please? Okay. And the trajectory on both these shots, so let's take the small animal cage. Did that come from anywhere near the feed room?
Doesn't appear to me, no.
it would have been up, if you follow that out. Are you familiar with where that grapevine was? If you're looking at the feed room all the way to the right? Well, I think a little bit further up than that, but even maybe beyond that, one of the shots fired by that AR, blackout, was fired from somewhere way up here, correct? I mean, that's the trajectory.
I didn't know the distance it was from the animal cage to wherever. I couldn't tell you where the feeder was within that line.
But that line is way away from it, right?
Right.
And this one, while it's closer, it's still many feet away from the cathedral.
Yes.
So as you saw this area right here that night, you assumed, I think not assumed, but everyone sort of concluded that it was a relatively close shot into the feed room that killed Paul, correct? 2 shots.
I believe so.
Okay. Now the AR, at least this line would indicate the AR was some distance away from the feed room when those 2 shots were fired, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now you recovered these projectiles. Were they tested for blood or tissue so that you could determine whether they passed through Maggie or just were misses?
I submitted to the lab.
You don't know whether they tested or not. I told you they didn't test it, but that's a problem.
No.
Now, does this lead you to believe, and you're someone that processes crime scenes, I mean, if this had been sketched out the night of the I mean, you didn't take these measurements till a month later.
These measurements on scene the night of it.
Oh, so you had these measurements. But did you know the degrees?
No, that didn't happen.
Until July 12th. But on July 12th, did anyone go back out and walk this line to see if maybe there's shell casing way up here? No one looked up there, correct?
Not aware.
Okay, and no one did a topographical study to indicate, if you follow these lines back, whether wherever a shooter could have been were higher or lower than the doghouse or the small animal cage, right?
Right.
But doesn't this indicate to you there were 2 shooters? There was a shooter up here and a shooter down here? Is it a possibility? Let me say this. Is it a possibility that there are 2 shooters based on the data you collected?
It just indicated the movement to me.
Movement from here all the way up to here?
I don't know that it went all the way there.
But is it, I'm not telling you, I mean, one explanation would be movement, correct? One explanation would be 2 shooters. I'm sorry?
I
Yes?
wasn't there.
No. But one explanation of this data would be 2 shooters.
I think right here, y'all, he's trying to, for one, cause reasonable doubt, and for 2, try to make the point that there could have been 2 shooters, the night of the murders. Okay, here we go.
One explanation, not the one.
Not the only one.
Yeah, not the only one, but it is a reasonable explanation, just like one shooter running up that way, correct? So one of the reasonable explanations is there are 2 people there, there are 2 guns there, one's a shotgun, one's an AR, and we now see that AR is being shot from way up here, correct?
I can't see that though. Somewhere along that line.
And that line goes a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen yards from the feed room, if you follow it straight up.
I don't know where they were within that line.
Could someone have been a lookout there? They went there to kill Paul, and that's the lookout. Maggie surprised them. They thought she was gone.
I have no idea.
Reasonable though, right? Right?
I wasn't there.
I know you weren't there, but none of us were there. We're trying to figure out what happened that night. And clearly, one reasonable explanation is 2 shooters. One explanation. Right, a number of them.
D-Truth, are you back or not?
Yes, I am.
Okay, talk for a second. Let me talk to Tony right quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. So he's trying to discredit their theories. That's why he's going through the angles and the throwing out the suggestion that there's a second shooter. There's no possibility that round could have went through the wall at this degree and all. So he's been trying to discredit the forensic, the police, the sloppy handling of it. But right now, he's trying to say that there is a possibility of two shooters. Now, see, he's trying to determine there's no possible way that if Alex shot him from the feed room, that the bullet over here should have went through the wall. But if you notice where Paul's hands are under his body, as if he was grabbing. It looks like he's grabbing his stomach almost. But you can't take this sketch as 100%. I mean, they could have just put the arms like that. But when you look at Maggie's body, it looks like Maggie's hand is actually grabbing her head. So if this is an actual depiction of the way the bodies were positioned for the person that drew this, then that's what they would look like. So, you know, he's saying that if the person's in the feed room, how could they have shot this? But if there's two shooters, that second shooter could have shot through here. But it's kind of ridiculous because there only one shotgun was used and only one AR-15 was used.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to say that someone else shot those other holes. Because remember,
Right.
on the other side of the wall of the feeder is a dead chicken
Yep.
that was struck with a shotgun pellet. Now, from the angle of Paul's body, it looks like he was shot in the chest and he grabbed it and maybe turned around and fell forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at Maggie, it looks like she's actually grabbing her head.
Yeah. Yep.
But
It's sad.
he's just trying to discredit their theory of the story and interject his theory that there was two shooters and Alex was not one of them.
Right.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna go silent for probably about 10-15 minutes because I
Okay.
have a call I have
All
to
right.
make.
Okay. We're just gonna get through her testimony so we can hear the next person because I don't like her. All right,
In
y'all. Here we
about
go.
in about 5 minutes, I'll be on the call.
Okay.
All right.
I'd like to offer this data. Yeah, it's not scary.
Talk to the court, how they told.
I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm offering this data.
Says the state.
No objection, Your Honor.
The lawyers are talking, y'all.
Take your report on the doghouse shot. You testified it was 80 something degrees, right?
Right.
84 degrees.
It's not 90 something degrees.
I had 84.
Oh my God, 84 degrees at night. Good Lord.
Beg the force indulgence. Let me look at these exhibits for 1 second. Okay, let me show you defense exhibits 19 and 22. Are these the actual protractor measurements you did that?
Of the animal cage.
Okay, both of them are of the animal cage?
Yes.
Okay. And did you do the same measurements on the doghouse?
Yes.
What does that indicate?
You mean, what is this?
No, what is the angle based on that?
Can't really. $80-something.
Okay. You have in your notes, let me see what you have in your notes you recorded. And that's, where's your full report?
This is all the notes.
Yeah, I'm looking for the sketch though. Okay, where's the doghouse? What does the horizontal 96 degrees mean?
Not sure why that says 96.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure why it says 96 if I had 84.
In your crime scene notes?
That's right.
But you wrote down, your official report said 96 degrees.
My note said 84 degrees.
Well, did you just, the notes were taken at the scene?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for its indulgence.
I think they're done with her, y'all. Hopefully.
Let me move on to a different area.
Oh, wow. Not really.
Let me say this to you. Based on your calculations, both of those shots came well to the right if you're facing the feed room, well to the right of where the feed room is, correct?
Thereabouts.
I'm sorry?
Thereabouts, yes.
Thereabouts?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to look for some concise, you're a criminalist. You would agree with me that they did not come from the feed room,
Right.
any of the feed room, and they're literally yards away from the feed room, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to beat that, of course, anymore. So let's talk a little bit about footprints, okay?
Okay.
So I noticed in your report, correct me if I'm wrong, that you were unable to identify, either exclude or include, a number of different footprints in and around the feed room, bloody footprints, and other footprints, because of the quality of the photography. Is that correct?
I was able to attribute them to Paul's shoes.
I'm sorry?
I was able to attribute them to Paul's shoes, though.
Well, we'll talk about Paul's shoes in just a minute. But when you what's the process to take a photograph of footwear or imprint that's recognized by a number of different agencies, including the FBI? What's that process?
Place a scale, preferably an L scale, around the impression and document it with the camera parallel to the surface so you get a straight on shot. Put the camera in raw settings so you capture all the data with that photograph.
So let me ask you, so the process is, first of all, you take a general photograph of the impression, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what angle, doesn't matter what the lighting is at that point, correct?
If you're just documenting that it's there.
But when you go to take a photograph of a footprint for forensic analysis later on to compare it to a known shoe, you're supposed to do a couple things. One, you're supposed to have good lighting if you can get it, right?
Perfectly.
Two, you're supposed to put a scale down next to it so that later on you can.
Hey, Candy. Thank you, boo.
You need to understand how big or how small the foot is and the distance between the treads. So the scale is a little, like a little ruler, just a piece of a ruler that you put down next to it to get some idea what an inch looks like, what 2 inches look like. And that's really important, is it not?
It is, to make sure it's to scale.
Okay. And then you're supposed to do a photograph straight down on it with good lighting, so that you can you understand what you're seeing is a straight on impression, correct?
That's right.
Now, was that done on any of the impressions that y'all analyzed?
No, we didn't recognize on scene.
I'm sorry?
We didn't recognize on scene that there was footwear.
You didn't recognize on scene there was what?
Footwear impressions in the room.
Well, that brings up another topic. There was what may have been a footwear impression on Maggie's calf, correct?
I couldn't say that was a footwear impression, just an impression.
Well, there was something on her leg that could have been a footwear impression, correct?
Possibly.
Possibly. And again, they didn't put a scale, they didn't do any of this procedure, correct?
That's right.
And it was in dirt.
Yes.
So, or mud, one. And so once her body was removed from the scene, that examination could never be done, correct?
That's right.
Matter of fact, none of the impressions could be examined after the next day at best, correct?
Not physically.
Right. I mean, we couldn't go back out and take new photographs.
Right.
So the procedures followed were not the procedures recommended by every agency and in your agency, correct?
If I had realized that was footwear on scene, I would have documented it properly, yes.
Okay. But since it wasn't documented properly, we can't include or exclude, except for Paul, correct?
That's right.
Now, are you a certified footwear examiner?
Yes.
By who?
Well, within SLED, yes.
Sorry?
Within SLED.
Within SLED, but you not peer reviewed or?
Oh, yes, I am peer reviewed.
By somebody at SLED?
Yes.
Okay. And your analysis is that one set of those
Good morning, are you ready? How are you,
footwear
sweetie?
impressions is Paul facing the back of the feed room, right?
Right.
And yet we know, and they're bloody, so he's already been shot.
Right.
And we know the initial shot came buckshot, very small pattern, in his chest and came out underneath his left arm. Matter of fact, there was wadding under his left arm, and buckshot went through the back window and embedded in the windowsill. You documented that, right?
Right.
And then I think some of it embedded in a tree back behind that window, correct?
I think, yes.
And he's facing backwards, bloody footprints. Has anyone discussed with you how he got faced away from where he was shot?
No?
Were the footprints smudged as if he
Thank
was
you,
burned?
Brooks.
When there was blood dripping, he was stepping in the blood and leaving his own footwear impressions in the blood. I don't know that it was smeared necessarily.
But we also know that a second shot, literally his head exploded, his brain flew out. We know there's hair and blood all over that door up high. There's actually hair and blood and pieces of his skull in the ceiling and around him. Assuming the first shot would not have been immediately fatal because it didn't hit any critical organs, he would have been alive for some period of time after that shotgun blast to the chest. But the second shot, as you've seen in the pictures, and you were there that night, wasn't his brain laying at his feet?
It was beside his left leg, yes.
I'm sorry?
It was beside his left leg, yes.
Yeah. And his feet are just, one of them is just inside the feed room and the other is not.
Yes,
And he's face down.
right.
So you can't explain how he got shot in the front when he's at some point soon thereafter facing backwards.
I can't say which way he was facing when he was actually shot.
Oh, Lord.
The second shot, he was right there at the door. I can tell you that.
So he got from facing the back door after the shot, I mean the back window, to facing forward for the second shot. Is that right?
Right.
Has anyone from SLED briefed you on after you identified those footprints?
No,
They didn't ask for any explanation?
not for me, no.
Okay, and you would agree that because of the way the scene was processed, most of the footprints you were unable to do any comparison to because of the way the pictures were?
No, I was able to do a comparison.
Yeah, he is.
And they were mostly Paul's shoes.
Other than those two?
There was one right inside the door. There was one further to the left where the door was. Then there were at least two by marker one.
And correct me if I'm wrong, at least one of those bloody footprints initially identified as Paul's turned out to be a police officer's, isn't that correct?
It wasn't initially identified as Paul's, no.
But there was a bloody footprint near his that turned out to be law enforcement, correct?
Yes,
In the feet,
right.
in blood. Is that preservation of the scene that your standards require?
Not exactly, no.
Not exactly. Should the police be walking through the scene?
No.
Do we know what other evidence they may have destroyed?
I have no idea.
Oh,
That's
wow.
right, we don't.
Wow.
Now, have you seen this photograph before? Can you identify it?
It's not one that we took.
But does it appear to be in the area you've been describing?
Close, yes. It's in the feed room.
So you don't know whose feet those are?
No.
Okay. Did you check other foot impressions in the feed room and exclude Paul?
No,
There were other bloody footprints or impressions in the feed room. Did you identify them as Paul's?
I thought I accounted for all the ones that we knew of.
Okay. Now, make sure this is not already new and shown. Can we look at Offense exhibit number 2, and we need to cover the screens. Um,
You don't have one. No. You put it on the big screen.
So we've talked about this previously just a moment ago. I'm going to put it up here so we can blow it up. Okay, do you recognize this photo?
Yes,
Is that the way you saw Maggie that night?
it is.
Now, how about zoom in on her calf, right there, yep. Now, somebody, even that night we see in notes, thinks that could be a footwear impression, or could be something else, correct?
I couldn't determine what kind of impression it was.
Okay. But you would agree with me, there is something on the back of her leg that has some sort of pattern in it?
It is, yes.
Okay. Not naturally occurring pattern.
Right.
And this is the only photograph you received that night, or you received ever, of Maggie's calf, correct?
That's not the photo I used at all.
I'm sorry?
That's not the photograph I used at all for my footwear examination.
What photograph did you use?
Y'all know what? Hold on. Did we see? I think. Let me fast forward a little bit because I think.
Okay, I'm back.
But let me check it out.
Okay.
One second.
We finna be done with her.
Sure, got this right.
Yeah, almost done with her. I'll fast forward through the recess because
And 195,
he being redundant with
why
her.
couldn't you do anything with those footprints?
I was not made aware of those footwear impressions until June 15th, when I saw one of those photographs.
So you didn't take any of these pictures while you were out there at the scene?
No, it was on the other side of the workshop.
And we have no way to know when these footprints occurred.
Right.
Now, the defense showed us a picture of that dirt on the back of Maggie Murdaugh's leg. Do we even know if that's a shoe print?
No.
Is she showing the T-shirt?
Yeah, taken by her.
She could have. I could have skipped through it because I skipped through a lot of her testimony because it was redundant. But no, I didn't see it when I was going. Let me see if I can see going through.
Well, now who is this? Is this recross examination?
Yeah, she's recrossing her because Dick tried to
Yeah.
bring up the fact about the more than one shooter and the footprint on Maggie. Now, the footprint on Maggie, which they really couldn't get an identification off of it. Do you think he put his foot on her after she fell?
Maybe to hold her down, but again, that would be a very strong footprint because he'd had to put her weight on her. Which maybe she was crawling away.
Right.
Let me see. Where did they say the footprint was?
It was like on the back of her leg.
On the
because she was face. Yeah, because she was face down, and they were saying it was on the back of her leg.
Was it? Now they also said there's a tire track on her leg.
Did they?
Yeah, they said there's the ATV because remember the ATVs are kept.
Hey, it's a wrap.
Are kept in here.
On
that brown the brown covering there. There's an ATV in there. And they said he drove an ATV out to the middle of the field where he called from. He didn't call from the kennels. He called from the field. I have the diagram, which I feels a little loose with the diagram, but they're saying that he called from.
So you think that when he drove out to the field in ATV, but see, wouldn't that would have broken her leg? That's weird.
Yeah. That see, that's there is supposedly a tire track, an ATV
Oh
tire
wow,
track
I didn't
on
know
her
that.
leg.
Wow.
Okay,
Ooh, child.
so this is supposedly the when they depict where he calls from using the cell phone triangulation.
Uh huh.
Uh, it's going to pop up in a second.
Okay.
So they're saying he called from out here. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I see it. Mm-hmm.
So here's the Murdoch home. There's where the bodies are, which are kind of that. To me, this looks like those bodies are way too far away because there's the kennel,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't see that other covering. So maybe this is where that covering is. But I'm just saying, but they got him way out here in the fields calling. And they're saying he
Wow.
rode the ATV out there to call. Maybe he couldn't get a signal, but that's ridiculous because Paul made a video from the kennel.
Well, you don't need a signal to make a video, actually.
Well, but there's other calls there.
Unless, yeah, there are other calls unless he was doing the video like on live chat or something like that. But I mean FaceTime. Yeah, of course he
Yeah,
needs a signal. But if he was just making a video, but I think that was like more like a FaceTime call. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a signal. That man just, oh my god,
So he drove out there on the ATV.
yeah, yeah. Because if you didn't get a signal out there, why would he be calling them when he got back home and claimed
Well,
he couldn't find them?
he called his brother from the crime scene.
Sure did, and the lawyer, because the lawyer showed up.
Yeah, he called both his brothers. I guess Grandpa was called, or what? Or not? No, his father was in the hospital, but he called from the crime scene to
He
those other
did,
people. So
because the brother showed up and the lawyer.
why would he have to go out there unless
He's
the
a
dogs
dumbass. He just
unless
fucked up. He really
unless
thought he was gonna get away with that too.
unless the dogs were barking?
Don't matter. Hell, yeah. He's something else. Y'all hit that like button, please. Feel free to support the channel. All right, like I say, she's about to end. We got like more than a few more minutes. I want to get to this other guy because she getting on my nerve.
Agent Farley, if you could please take a look at States Exhibit 70 and 71. Could you tell us what those are pictures of?
These are pictures of the front of the ATV that was parked near Maggie's body.
Your Honor, the state removed 70 and 71 into evidence.
Okay.
Later without objection.
So if we look here at Defense Exhibit 9, can you point out where the ATV was there the night of the murders?
That photo was taken on July 16th.
But where were the photos or the ATV on the night of the murders?
Under that overhang behind the doghouse.
This time I'm going to publish States Exhibit
Now
70.
the doghouse that they're referring to is the doghouse behind Maggie. That arrow is pointing at the projectile that went through the doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the doghouse. That brown thing is the overhang. The ATV was under there facing Maggie. I thought I had a picture of that. Of like underneath that overhang. I'll have to check. Let me see. What is this show? All right. this picture actually shows the doghouse adjacent uh, uh, to Maggie's body.
The one you okay, it's coming up.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the her. Remember, her body is this dark spot, and
Mm-hmm.
there's the 5, 6, 7, which are the shell casings, and
Mm-hmm.
directly behind there, behind 7, is the doghouse. Now they're saying a projectile hit the doghouse, and he's trying to say, well, that doesn't look like any of the other theories you have. Why is there a projectile in there? Well,
Mm-hmm.
he did he did fire some shots from over where Paul's body was. Maybe one of those.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I think at some point he was just because with Maggie with the whole theory of her trying to run away. You know what I'm saying? Like she was literally trying to run away. Why do you think he shot her? Um, he had an anger for that woman. Like the shots he administered to her were like overkill to me. Like, why do you have to shoot somebody twice in the head? Wasn't it twice?
Well,
I don't.
again, he's again when he was committing this murder, uh, he basically was. I think in his mind he was trying to make it seem like two shooters.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah.
I think he had tried to plan this out
Mhm.
to make it seem like two murders.
Mhm. All right.
Oh, I got some more crime scene photos here.
Okay. Pull them up.
Wow.
Where was Maggie Murdoch's body in relation to this ATV?
Would be toward the right of the ATV.
It was kind of in front of the ATV?
Yeah,
And did you observe any kind of biological matter on that ATV?
yes.
In State's Exhibit 71, could you kind of point out or describe for the jury where you can see spots of biological matter?
Do you want me to sit down?
Donna, make you step down.
Yes. Hey, appears to be biological matter. Did she test? Was it tested?
I have to hear the question before I can hear an objection.
Agent Forley, if you could please point out for the jury where would appear to be biological matter or tissue on that ATV?
Object to the question. I object to the response because it was never tested. It appears, and it could be deer blood. It could be a number of different things. This calls for speculation.
Objection is overruled.
Wow.
These areas are here, a little there, there. I believe there was a little bit on this tire also.
So what they talking about right there? Be true goes to what you said. They talking about some what matter residue or whatever on the ATV. Okay, well if they seen that on the ATV, why didn't they test it?
It was probably very small and minute, and you could actually see. Well, it's probably. I don't think it's matter, but again, when they speak of matter, they're talking about some looks like meat. When they talk of matter,
Mm,
if it's blood,
mm-hmm.
they're going to say blood splatter, but there's some kind of thing on there that has constitution to it, meaning it's solid. There's
Mm-hmm.
something on there. But
Mm-hmm.
again, if that ATV was parked over there, it could be anything.
Okay.
He's trying to say that they hunt all the time, and it wasn't Maggie. It was something
And that's
else.
why they should have tested it. But I guess you say, it could have been minute, but it wasn't minute. It wasn't so minute that they didn't take a picture of it.
That's what I'm looking to see if they did.
Yeah, that's weird to me. Like if you saw that on the ATV, why not test it? But hey, that's just me. All right, let's play.
Really?
That's all for this one, Your Honor.
Further cross-examination.
Well, you would concede, I mean, if you saw that, but you not, I mean, it looked like blood.
Yes.
Did you test it for blood?
No.
Gather, swallowed something so you could take it back to the lab and see if it was Maggie's blood, Paul's blood, deer blood? I mean, they hunt in those ATVs, right?
I have no idea what they do in there.
You don't know if they hunt using ATVs? Really? Is that one of the things you're aware that's done with those?
I am now, yes.
Okay. But the night you saw that blood, you didn't take a swab of it, or whatever you thought was blood, didn't swab it?
No, it didn't.
As a matter of fact, there's a pool of water around Paul. Did anyone ask you to take a sample of that?
No.
Determine whether or not there was human blood in it?
No.
Okay. Now, I'm looking at your shoe report. You specifically say on a number of these that the photograph is inadequate to do a comparison, right?
I was able to, my result was, it was adequate enough to determine outsole design. I
I'm
couldn't,
sorry, adequate to do what?
to determine the outsole design of the impression. I wouldn't have been able to identify it.
Okay. On Paul's, the ones you've already said he was facing backwards, did you say that you had partials and at one point you didn't know which way the foot was facing? Did you say that?
I'm not sure.
Did you come to any conclusions about any of the other, I mean, did you match his footwear to any of the other body impressions in that feed room?
Yes.
Which ones?
The one by the door, like right in front of the
What's
doorway.
the number of that?
.105.1.
I'm sorry?
Item 105.1. Facing the doorway.
It says that the outsole design is consistent with item 103, Paul's shoe. So you also say that the way you got scale was in some of these were evidence markers, and then you figured out how big the evidence marker was, and that's what you used to get to scale.
The marker and the shot shells at markers 9 and 10 were measured.
And that's not the best way to do it, is it?
No.
And in terms of the sketch we had, you did a pretty crude sketch, but have you ever been asked by SWED or the Attorney General's office to do this trajectory analysis that I asked you to do today?
No, but I don't necessarily do crime scene reconstruction.
Who does?
I'm not sure. We don't necessarily do that ourselves. We process crime scenes and document it, but we don't do reconstructions.
But no one has consulted with you about a reconstruction. No one's come from SWED and said, let's go over these angles, or
Lord,
how did you conduct this, or nobody's asked you. Have you ever had a conversation with anybody from the Attorney General's office about this?
No, I don't think so.
Did they ever talk to you about the video we showed a little while ago, the process you all used to try to make a 3D?
Not with me. with others who rendered the Pharaoh software. The
I
video.
just sent that to you, True.
Yeah, I believe
Huh?
so.
What?
I just sent you the Pharaoh video, or the link to it.
Oh, the Pharaoh video?
Yeah, that she's talking
Oh,
about right
okay.
there, which is a computer adaptation of the crime scene. So it kind of
Oh, okay.
swoops in from the front and then takes you around the crime scene.
I'm gonna upload that and play it tomorrow. Please remind me. Let me write that down. No, remind me to play it. Don't remind me to upload it. I'm gonna upload it when I get off of here.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, okay. I just saw that. I thought that was the. Okay, yeah, it's the Pharaoh scan of Murdoch Kennels. Oh wow. Okay.
I believe so. Yes.
You know who that was and who they talked to?
No.
Do you know when that was?
Not really. No.
So they'd have a 3D image of the crime scene, and you don't know when they got it or what they did with it. They never talked to you about it.
No.
Thank you for his indulgence.
He's pretty hostile towards her.
Yeah, he been hospital. He been hospital the whole time. I mean, he's mad, but you would think he would be on trial, but that he was on trial. But hey, I get it. He just seems like a grumpy old man. You know, he remind me of those two guys in
Don't say the Muppets.
the two old guys. What?
In the Muppets.
Yeah, the Muppets. But no,
Or grumpy old men.
grumpy old men. Didn't they make it like an appearance in Eddie Murphy in Eddie Murphy's movie Coming to America? Like they was bums or homeless or something. He gave them some money,
Yes,
and he
because
was like, "Motherfucker, we're back, them men."
that's a nod to 48 Hours.
Yeah, and he even looks like one of them. Like honestly, I think I showed y'all a picture way back when we first started, but this guy literally looks like one of those old men. I'm telling you, he does.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown. We go to the jury room for a
Trading
10-minute recess. Please do not discuss it.
What's that?
It was a nod to Trading Places.
Yeah, Trading Places, the Eddie Murphy movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
why,
you, Sirius.
That's why he did it, because he's remembering his first movie. One of his first movies.
Okay, they went to recess, and they're gonna come back, and then we're gonna have this guy. Let me put him up, y'all, right quick. Cause look at the guns.
So
I just looked at that. I got like 3 devices in front of me.
Yeah, this is the gun collection. This does not show the amount of pistols.
Right, that's just the rifles and the shotguns or whatever.
Yeah, and the thing hanging all the way to the right is a crossbow.
Oh wow!
But these are all rifles.
Now
I don't see any ARs in there. I see all high-powered rifles. There's a double-barrel shotgun. These look like 380s, and there's an M14. It looks like, or another 380. And they got a lot of hunting rifles with scopes. Everybody, you know how much them scopes cost? Them scopes are like $1,200 to $2,000.
I know. My daddy got some. My daddy got some. He used to take my son hunting in the country. Yeah. Oh, child. Okay. Where was I? Okay, I was gonna bring up this guy. His name is in the title. Let me go to it. He's a special agent, senior special agent. Hold on. And we got 30 more minutes. We're gonna listen to him for 30 minutes. Senior Special Agent Jeff Croft. That's his name, y'all. He's about to testify. Let's see what he testifies to. They go to break, they come back, and okay.
The jury is present.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have addressed your concerns. And you may call your next witness.
We call Senior Special Agent Jeff Croft.
Now, what's that, D. True? Before we get into Mr. Croft, what's that right there?
That is the top of the door going
Of the
into
shed? I mean, of the kennel?
of the feed room.
The feed room.
And there's a ball of hair, but you don't know if that's Paul's hair or just someone else. But it could easily be Paul's hair due to the splatter. See the
Right.
upward? It's an upward splatter.
Mm-hmm. My God, today. It's a lot. It is a lot, Miss Carla. Okay. Let's see what Mr. Croft got to talk about, y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
Take a seat in the witness stand. State your name again for the record. Spell your last name.
Jeff Croft, C-R-O-F-T.
Senior Special Agent Croft, how you doing today?
Doing well, sir.
So your beard's about as gray as mine is, isn't it?
Sir?
Your beard's about as gray as mine is.
Yes, sir.
Is that how you get to be a Senior Special Agent?
I don't think so.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up? Where are you from? And then tell us a little bit about your career in law enforcement.
I grew up in Barnwell County. I started my law enforcement career in the early 2000s as a reserve deputy with the Barnwell County Sheriff's Office. I got hired full-time, started on the road. I did road patrol. I then went to investigations, where I worked narcotics and violent crime. In 2012, I transferred over to SLED, where I worked in the Low Country region in investigative services. I was assigned to this area for investigative purposes, working homicides, violent crime, financial cases, all sorts of stuff.
Okay. And how long have you been with SLED?
I'm going on 12 years.
Where were you assigned back on June 7th, 2021?
I was assigned to the Low Country region here in Colleton County.
And were you someone that called out to respond to the reports of the 2 deaths at 4147 Moselle Road?
Yes, sir, I was.
About what time did you get a call?
I got called out on actually June the 8th, the morning of June the 8th, about 5:30 that morning.
Okay. And where did you go from there?
I was en route to the scene. I was rerouted to our field office here in Walterboro, and given instructions from there.
Okay. And having been given those instructions, what'd you go do to help the investigation? What's the first thing you did?
I located and interviewed Rogan Gibson.
All right. And did you have a conversation with Rogan Gibson?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you ask Rogan Gibson about whether or not he had phone communications with Paul Murdoch the evening before?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you ask him whether he had phone communications with Alec Murdoch the night before?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you ask him whether or not he had communications with Maggie Murdoch the night before?
Yes, sir, I did.
And did you ask to see Rogan's cell phone?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did he allow you to take screenshots of some of the records on his cell phone?
Yes, sir, he did.
All right, I'm going to show you very quickly what's been marked as exhibits 165, 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171, and 172. And just generally tell me if you recognize those particular exhibits.
Hold on 1 second, D2. Give me a minute.
Okay. So what's on the screen is 2 shotgun shells. Sorry, I was eating my cheese. So those are 2 shotgun shells that were found inside the feed room. And these are used shotgun shells. But they're 2 different shotgun shells, meaning they're from 2 different stocks of shotgun shells. But these were found by the door, behind the door to the back of the feed room, of the door where Paul's body was found. Let me see what else I got here. Now, I hope the pictures are helping you guys get a mental picture of the crime scene as they're talking. Okay. That. So that's the feed room that I'm putting up right now. Now that number 1 back there, I forgot what they said number 1 was. Because remember, there's a list of what everything is, and number 1 is the shotgun wad, is what comes out of the that's packed into the shotgun itself to hold the pellets in. And that's number 1, and that's that little yellow tag you see by the door. And then 9 and 10 is actually to the left of 1. So let me put back up the sketch again. Okay, so I'm putting back up the sketch of the crime scene. So 9 and 10 are actually behind the door of him, because there's Paul's body, and they have actually circled that his left leg is inside the feed room, and his right leg is just outside the door. So number 12 is biological matter, and they didn't tag the ATV. So the ATV is right where that arrow pointing to that circle is. The ATV is under there. And they're saying that there's some kind of biological matter on the thing. Now, let me find a definition of biological matter just to make sure that I'm right. Okay, so the actual definition of biological matter should be understood as any matter that contains genetic information and can reproduce itself or be reproduced in a biological manner. Biological matter includes the brain. It's unubiquitously arranged by protein molecules. What are examples of biological matter? Bacteria, virus. So in the crime scene, there they say brain or flesh, just so we understand that it's not blood. Anybody got any questions about the crime scene? Are the pictures helping with the crime scene and what these people are talking about? And now remember that the guns that I put up, remember there's guns missing. They have so many guns, there's guns missing that they don't even know where they are. And Paul himself was said to have lost an AR-15 rifle. That either he left it somewhere or someone stole it from him. So Alex's defense is trying to discredit the one shooter theory, that they basically are saying, hey, there's no there is a possibility that two shooters could have done this. And our findings is that we believe two shooters where you believe only one. Okay. So what I'm putting up on the screen right now is actually Alex's defense theory for two shooters. Now, this is already wrong from what I see, because both shooters are carrying AR-15s. And that's Maggie's body that they're standing on. Now, remember they said somebody had there was a footprint on Maggie. Well, according to this picture, both shooters were over there right on top of Maggie shooting in, because there's the doghouse to the right and Maggie is to the left. Now, the crime scene, they have Maggie's body too close to the doghouse. Maggie's body is actually more down here, further to the left and down, closer towards the kennels. They have it like directly in front of the doghouse, which is not true. And those lines that they're showing you there are supposedly lines of fire for the projectiles. I want to leave this up for Truth to see when she comes back. So, any questions? I'm looking in the chat right now. Any questions about what's going on so far? No, I think this guy right here is just one of the senior people. You think Buster helped? Well, Buster's they actually looked for Buster's.
Okay, Sarah. Thank you, D Truth. Keep talking. Thank you for holding it down.
Yeah, no problem. They actually looked to see where Buster was, and Buster had an alibi, and they also triangulated his cell phone, and he wasn't anywhere near Moselle. Now that doesn't say that Alex couldn't have hired somebody to help him, you know. But
y'all talking about Buster crazy looking ass? He's sitting in the courtroom looking crazy.
Yeah. What's on the screen right now is Dick's interpretation of what happened.
So okay, explain this to me.
So this is Dick's interpretation of the two shooter scenario.
Okay.
The gray area down there covered is Maggie.
Okay.
So he's saying it's possible that there was two shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming this is Maggie because there's the doghouse and
Mm-hmm.
it's the open field versus the kennel, which would be seen in the depiction. But he's saying that the two shooters
Hey, lovely.
shot. But again, that this scenario, this picture right here makes no sense to me
Mm-mm.
because
What he's insinuating makes no sense. See, that's why he tried to make a big deal about the tire tracks and the footprints and all of that.
yeah,
Like none of it is making sense at all.
but he's trying to discredit their theory too. But
Right.
this particular rendition, to me, is ridiculous because
Mm-hmm.
it's very obvious that Paul was shot first.
Right. Right.
Very obvious that Paul was shot first, and
Mm-hmm.
Maggie was shot running away second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I guess he knew that if he had shot Maggie first, Paul may have been able to retaliate,
He may have been able to overpower him.
or not even overpower him. I don't know if he knew if Paul had a weapon on him or not.
Uh-huh.
Remember, they carry weapons everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. There was weapons all over the damn place.
Yeah, so
He might have been able to get to one. Come on now.
yeah, if he knew Maggie didn't have a gun or was carrying a gun, but I think he suspected Paul may be carrying a gun or had
Mm-hmm.
one close to him. So if he attacked Maggie first, Paul may be able to defend himself.
Come on.
Come correct wants the link.
Hey, that theory doesn't make sense. Cherokee said, I think he had a part in the unthinkable from listening. Thanks again, True, for the commentary. You welcome, Cherokee. Thanks for supporting. True, can you drop the link? I got you, girl.
I just did. I did it.
Oh, thank you, D True. Cherokee, yes.
Now
Oh,
the
y'all was up
only
with Money Boy. Y'all was up with Money
yeah, they were
Boy.
up all night with Money Boy. So yeah, that this theory the only thing this theory actually works with is the bullet hole in the freaking dog house.
Right, right, right.
Everything else in this scenario makes no sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
None.
You know, it's that reasonable doubt thing that they try to,
Well,
create or whatever, which I
yeah,
get.
yeah. I mean, again, that's his job. He's got to create
Mm-hmm.
reasonable doubt.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ethan.
What's cracking?
Not much. What's going on, girl?
Nothing much. Just trying to make sense out of this nonsense.
Ain't it? Nonsense. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, chat. Hey, the truth.
Morning, ma'am. Don't is it mushy voice or something? What they call wet voice?
Moist throat.
It's moist voice.
Moist.
Oh, moist voice.
Moist voice.
Okay. Moist voice.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, I didn't come up here to beef with y'all. I got a question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the truth. Can you put the other diagram the murder scene?
The murder scene. Yeah, I held in long as I could left. I think I got off. I think I clocked out about 3 or a little after 3. Kels, my avatar was still up there. I left it up in my office and I went to bed, girl. And I woke up this morning and he was still going. Let me put D Truth on solo layout. Yeah. That right there, come correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The reason why it's because the last photo that we saw is totally off of what this says. Because like D Truth said, on the previous screen, they had the body smack dab in front of the doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
with the projectile, which is what the truth said the green lines were.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense.
To be honest,
And that's why I wanted to see this, is because I wanted to see where that doghouse was
right.
in affiliation with where her body was found and where they said the projectile was coming in at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was there. I was there. Yeah, I was there. Cause the shit for those that was there, it was funny. That dude is hilarious. I don't know how much of it y'all caught. Um, but that's the reason why I was up there so long. He was hilarious. He is hilarious. But yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, you right, Concurrent. But Dick. I think Dick should retire after this trial. Like he should be in the process of retiring at this point. Like honestly, that's just my thoughts and opinions, honey.
Is Alex gonna pay him?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I hope he got his money up front.
I hope he got it too. Shit, he really deserve. I know he probably cost a lot, but hell, I'm gonna be honest. I asked for a discount. Just saying.
Yeah, because I'm going to prison for life. I need a discount.
Hey, Shell girl. Good morning, afternoon at this point.
But I'm glad the pictures are helping everybody.
Yeah, they are. They are very helpful. I would have never had all these demonstrations, honey. Don't I got the best co-host, y'all?
I do overkill. I do overkill.
Child, we know how you are at this point. We love it.
And
we love it.
And I did explain what biological matter is.
Okay. Say it one more time for me.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, y'all, for that intermission. My mom and daddy pulled up. The two bullies. They pulled up. They were out here
and talk about it.
Hmm.
They should have came in and discussed this with us.
Oh no, we were discussing. My mom had a doctor's appointment today, and then we was discussing Sunday, Mother's Day. So yeah, I should have told him to speak to y'all. I didn't even think about it. My dad had me, and my daddy. That's why Tony reminds me so much of my dad, because my daddy keep me laughing, and so does Tony. So I was kidding myself laughing. He's so funny. But anywho. So what's that? Give me the definition you gave everybody.
Okay, I actually, my AI is like always listening to me. So my AI pulled up the definition. Biological matter refers to any material that is derived from or composed of living organisms. It encompasses a wide range of substances, including cells, tissues, organs, and various biomuculous. Biological matter can be found in living organisms, from microorganisms to plants, animals, and humans. Did you notice it doesn't say blood? Because
what happened to the true? Come correct, can you hear me? Hold on.
sorry, I got like 55 things open here.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was me.
I got the close.
Let me
one of the AIs at least. I got two AIs open.
Okay.
Okay, we're fine. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Okay. So it doesn't include blood.
No, it does. It does not mention blood.
Okay.
Tissue groups of cells that work together for particular function. Example of tissue include muscle tissue, nerve tissue, multiple tissue combined from organs such as heart, lungs, brain, and liver, which carry out specific functions within the body. That's what they consider biological matter.
Right.
Because they're also saying it reproduces. Because if you cut yourself, you reproduce skin.
Right.
So That's what they mean by biological matter, not blood.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Cause to be honest, when I hear biological matter, I thought about blood. So that's you learn something new every day. All right, so let's listen to I'm probably gonna stay on for since Trey's not going on, maybe 30 more minutes, and then we're gonna get off of here. Cause wait a minute, 12:30. Wait a minute. You're what central? One central? The true. He fell again. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on, y'all. He'll be back. I gotta see what time he's going live. I think it's one central. I think it's one central. He true breaks everything down, making it. Yeah, he does serious. That's why I be happy when he's on here. Cause he can break it down way better than me, honey. I just child. Thanks, honey. Enjoy remaining your day. Little brother Trey is funny as hell. I don't respond. I walk away from my DJ. I just listen with the dude. I'm just say this until I wait for the truth. But with the dude, the fact that he kept calling that calling what you call it, Weezy Jefferson, that shit was hilarious. Oh, I laughed so hard, y'all. That shit was funny. I don't think I laughed that hard since 227 the other last weekend. He may be in the lab from last night. There he is. There he is. Okay. All right, you back? He's having issues.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say, come correct?
I said, oh, I'm sorry. What happened?
The truth is having issues. I don't know if it's me. Did you drop off or not?
No, I've been up
Okay.
here.
Okay. It's the truth. He's having issues.
The
He's
truth. Blink twice if Alec got you.
right. Child of the Cherokee. That shit was funny as hell.
Truth.
Huh?
Congratulations. Good job on that game last night.
Thank you, girl. It was so fun. We're gonna have to play that, y'all.
Yes.
We're gonna have to play that. That was fun.
So I expect to see you with that soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was
Absolutely.
that was real fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wanted to wait for the truth to play this guy, but I gotta get off of here because I gotta make a couple of phone calls before he go live.
Who going live next?
He is. Trey probably won't be live till later. He need to be asleep. Hopefully he's asleep. Okay, this D True coming back. I'll be back at 5.
Okay, sorry y'all.
Let's see if he keeps up here.
They kept kicking me out.
You got too much shit, D True. You got to.
Yeah, it's going crazy right now.
I can only imagine what the lab looks like. Okay.
I'm only running it on one screen right now. I had it on 3.
So sad. So sad.
Where's my Maggie one?
Truth, I'm still. The game was fun. Yeah, that game was fun. It was fun.
Here it is.
I never knew they had a Black Jeopardy. A Black Jeopardy. That was fun. The Truth, you 1 o'clock Central?
Yes. No. 1 o'clock Eastern.
So you supposed to be live right now?
No, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Eastern.
If you 1 o'clock Eastern, then it's 12 o'clock Central.
No, I'm sorry. 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central.
Okay, great.
Sorry,
okay.
Sorry.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, let me solo layout you.
Hopefully I'll stay up long.
Uh,
So there it is. Come correct. So I labeled whose body is what. That's the
come
only.
correct. You still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
Okay.
I knew whose body. Yeah, I knew whose body was what, but I'm just saying that
The
pretty
scenario.
much agreeing with the truth that
Yeah.
what Dick was trying to portray with his image is not matching up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I said, he's just grasping for straws. That's it. Okay, let's listen to this guy a little bit more. I'm gonna get off of here in the next probably 15 minutes, y'all, so we can get ready for the truth. Trey needs to be. Yeah, he should be sleeping. Did my Bluetooth cut off? I think it did. Hold on, y'all.
Bluetooth
Power
pairing.
on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Okay. Yeah, man. I can't wait to see Man today. I cannot wait to see Man today, Cherokee. Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir, these are the snapshots which I took of Rogan Gibson's phone.
Okay.
Now, who is Rogan Gibson? D True. Do you know?
Let me look.
All
What
right,
was the
look.
name? What was the name?
Rogan Gibson. Rogan Gibson. Thank you, Trey. Trey, we thought you was asleep, Trey. Trey, we were praying. Y'all hit that cash app, support your girl. Hit the like button. Cherokee, he ain't sleep, child. Hey, love,
Oh,
baby.
okay, so he's a long time. This is the caretaker, long time
Okay.
Murdoch family friend.
Okay, the caretaker. Okay.
Oh no, he's not. This is the guy, right? So, uh, this is the guy that Paul was keeping his dog. It says one of Paul Murdoch's best friends who texts back and forth with Paul up until the time Paul's phone ceased activity. According to the phone records shown in court, Paul was taking care of Gibson's dog and recorded, but never got to send a brief video of the dog for Gibson minutes before the killing.
Oh, okay.
So this is the one that he texts back and forth. And remember, something happened to his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Something, I guess, he got hurt on his tail or something, and he was showing him that it's really nothing to worry about. It's just
Mm-hmm.
a little thing. So this guy testified to what time him and Paul had stopped texting, and that Paul never responded after his
Gotcha.
last response.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go. Lawyers are talking right now.
States exhibits 165 through 172, I believe without objection.
Okay. They're admitted.
All right. I could get the Elmo up, please. Let's see how that works. Not great, is it? All right, I'm gonna put up on the screen State's Exhibit 165. And is this one of those images that we were just talking about from Rogan Gibson?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, and whose hand is that holding it up? Do you know?
That is Rogan Gibson holding the phone for me to take the picture.
All right, and was he manipulating the phone for you and then showing you when he found things and then you taking a picture of it with your phone?
Yes, sir, he was.
Okay, and
I believe they're referring to the text messages on his phone. Hello?
Oh, you're talking about the text messages between Rogan and Paul.
Yes, that's what I think he's referring. He's referring to the text messages between Paul and Rogan, and he's taking a picture of it to verify the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taking pictures of the actual chat to get the timestamps.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm going to publish what's been marked as State's Exhibit 166. And is this another screenshot that Rogan showed you from his communications with Paul Murdoch that night?
Yes, sir, it is.
And does it show an incoming call from Paul Murdoch to Rogan Gibson?
Yes, sir, it does.
And what time is that call?
8:44 p.m.
8:44 p.m.?
That is correct.
I'm going to show you next what's been marked as Exhibit 167 to your testimony. And is this another screenshot that was showed to you by Rogan Gibson from his communications with Paul Murdoch?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right. And were these some texts between the two of them?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right. And does it reflect a text from Rogan to Paul on there?
Yes, sir, it does. At
What time is that? I'm sorry, go ahead.
8:49 p.m.
8:49 p.m. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And can you read that text to the jury, please?
See if you can get a good picture of it. Marion wants to send it to a girl we know that's a vet. Tell him to sit and stay, and he shouldn't move around too much.
All right. Does it reflect any response from Paul?
It does not.
All right. What is the next communication on this particular exhibit?
It's a little, we got glare on it. I can't, it looks like 9:58 p.m.
All right. I'm going to bring the exhibit up because I know our Elmo's not working great. We're still working on that, but let me actually have you look at it. So we said there was that communication to Paul from Rogan, and then you said there was no response. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And then the next thing is Rogan sends a text. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
What time is that text?
9:58 p.m.
9:58. What does he say?
Yo.
Yeah.
Y-O, yo.
That
I'll put up on the screen, State's Exhibit 160.
The text message that he sent at 8:49 that was not
was
replied to.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that that's the exact time that Paul was killed.
Wow.
Because
that was
they
it, because
were
the dude texts back like, yo, because he didn't respond.
An hour later, his last message at 8:44, his last message to Paul was at 8:49. So they believe Paul was already either dead or dying at 8:49. Because there's no other response. And also they show that his cell phone stopped moving at that specific time, 8:49.
Yeah,
no
and his call to the cops was like at what, like 10:06 or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's either 10:06 or 10:07.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And also remember, his car doesn't start until 9:06.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the key factors. When they looked at his computer in his car, it
Mm-hmm.
said Alex Murdoch's car starts
At 9:06.
at 9:06 and then goes into park or goes into drive at like 9:09 or 9:10 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Which
Wow.
tells me that's enough time from 8:50 or 8:49 all the way to 9:05 or 9:00 or 9:05 to do what you had to do.
Facts.
Because think about it, in these mass shootings that we see all the time now, what do they say? It only lasted a few minutes.
That's it. That's all it takes.
2, 3, 4, 5 minutes at the
Mm-hmm.
most.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
he had more than enough time to shoot both Paul and Maggie and get in his car and be. And now remember, it only took a couple minutes to do what he just did: fire off the 2 shotgun rounds and then the 5 rounds or 5 or 6 or 7 rounds at Maggie. So, and enough time for him to clean up a little bit and then get in
That's
his
why I
car.
say, well, no, I don't think he changed. I don't know. See, it's the whole changing of the clothes that
Telling
gets
you,
me.
he drove to his mama house in his underwear. He put those clothes in a bag and drove to his mama's house in an underwear, and the blood that got on the seatbelt was from his hand.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
When he grabbed, because okay, think about it and picture this in your mind. How do you grab your seatbelt? You reach across from you with your hand and you grab the belt.
Right.
Then you pull it across you and plug it in.
Right.
So where he grabbed was right over his stomach when he plugs his seatbelt in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's rubbing and it's rubbing. But that little bit of trace blood, because you could guarantee he was wearing gloves. He can't be that dumb not to wear gloves.
I think he is that dumb.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm just saying. So even if he has gloves on, there still could be traces of blood on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Only the perfect hitmen will duct tape their sleeves,
Mm-hmm.
duct tape the gloves on their sleeves, long sleeve, duct tape their gloves on their sleeves, duct tape their ankles to their boots
Mm-hmm.
so that no trace evidence can get underneath their outer clothing.
Mm.
I don't see him that smart.
I don't either.
So that blood could have been on his wrist or it could have been on his hands. When he grabs that seatbelt, he transfers the blood to the seatbelt. The
Mm-hmm.
seatbelt comes across his shirt in the front, and that's where the blood trace is. Is Come Correct still here?
She might be, but she might be working.
Oh,
No, I'm here.
She
oh.
okay, there she is.
Remember I showed this picture? Let
Yeah.
me get it up. The picture of the T-shirt. Did you see the picture of the T-shirt? I'm just bouncing my theories off of Come Correct because we're she's not she's neutral in this to that. So,
Yeah.
okay. So can you see the screen? Come Correct.
Yes.
This is his T-shirt from the night of the murder. Now we're gonna look at it. That's the front of his T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Now those writings were not on the T-shirt. This is a basic white T-shirt. See the collar and the tag is in the back and of it. So the collar higher in the back to the front. So this is
Right.
the front of the T-shirt. Look where the blue markings are on the second picture on the
Yeah,
right.
where his stomach would be.
Yes, and where your seat belt
Belt
would come
crosses.
across.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So that is telling me that dummy transferred blood onto that seat belt, and when he changed clothes in his mama's house, he got back in the car to drive back to go discover the bodies, and not thinking that the seatbelt had blood on it, he puts the seatbelt on.
Wow.
And it rubs across his stomach.
So what did he say was his reasoning for driving to his mama's house in the draws?
Well, he did. No, we don't know. I'm thinking he took all his clothes off because there's the only blood residue they found in the car was
On
on the
t-shirt.
seatbelt, or on the seatbelt itself was only blood residue they found on the car. Right, so that transfers onto his T-shirt that he changes into. Because remember, the woman testified. They asked him, "Does he look like he wore those clothes all day?" And she said, "No, they look like fresh clothes." And then, of course, there was big objection, speculation. So, so he did change, but I don't. He couldn't have gotten in a car wearing the same clothes. That now he may have changed into what you see right there to drive back, because he had from 10 minutes, we'll say 10 minutes to 9 to 5 after 9. He started the car, but it didn't automatic. He didn't leave for another couple of minutes, so he could have started the car, undressed, changed into the clothes that he's wearing right now, and went to his mother's house. But the only thing that doesn't make sense is the nurse did not see him immediately.
Yeah.
And he would have to shower. So that's what I'm saying. I think he took his clothes off. I mean, if you read up on a lot of hitmen, they tell you that a lot of times they will go in there and kill the people naked.
Mm-hmm.
And then shower, and now there's no trace evidence. So that's why
I'm not finna go in nowhere and kill nobody damn naked. What the hell? Like,
well, those people won't be able to. Those people won't be able to tell. They're dead.
that's crazy. That is crazy.
Who killed you? A naked man. Well, okay. Could you imagine?
What person that was killed is talking? D True.
Well, nobody. I'm just saying that he don't care. He naked. They ain't never gonna tell nobody.
No, Trey, it's Moist voice.
He's tired. You getting them all worked up.
Oh my God. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna end it right here. We'll listen to some more Mr. What is his name? Croft. Tomorrow, we're gonna get ready to go over to D True. Trey, can you drop D True's link for me, please? I don't know why the motherfucker ain't sleep. I just don't get it.
He gonna crash. He gonna just be standing there, and next time you open his eyes, it's gonna be like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
Hey, money boy. That was some good music you were playing yesterday. All of y'all was just turning up with the music.
Child, we tried. We got to give y'all a little something. Get rid of that anxiety and shit.
And then today we get the Truth 5.
Yes, today. Yes.
That was not a confident the True 5. That was more like a question than a confident statement. What's going on?
He fucking with you. He fucking with you, concrete. I took an 8-minute nap. What?
Yeah,
Shut the hell up, Trey.
that's about 20. That'll last you about 20 minutes. That 8-minute nap.
The Truth 5.
Yes. Are you asking me?
She sound like 2 hours later.
2 hours later.
Mhm. Yeah.
So basically, Trey was on 100 at like 6 a.m. this morning.
I just couldn't believe it. Like I literally like. Okay, so the picture is Cicely. I was in my bedroom on live with him until Tony fell asleep. When Tony fell asleep, I said, "Okay, I'm laughing like a hyena. So let me go into my office. Go into my office. Sit up for a while in there. I'm like, shit, I can't do this much longer. Okay, so I told Trey, I said, I'm gonna probably clock out in a minute or whatever. I'm thinking, because when I told him that, he said that he was getting ready to go. Okay, so I said, okay. So after, they were still crunk. They were still crunk. So I said, I can't take it no more. So I left the live up on my laptop with my avatar up there, and I goes to get in the bed. Of course, I only needed about 4 hours. I was up at, about 4, and that was about 3 something. So I was up in like 4 hours, maybe 4.5. I get up, I go in my bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, shower. Come in my office, I'm thinking, okay, the stream is over. They still crunk.
They was crunker.
I ain't gonna lie. I looked at that screen and saw you up there, and I was like, "What the hell?" That's why
Now you saw an illusion.
Yeah, that's why I text you say, "Are we working this morning?" What's
Yeah,
going on?
working. I got my damn sleep in. Training was off the damn train.
Are we gonna work this morning? Because everybody been up all night. And,
not me.
Because StreamYard kicked me off at like 12:20 or something like that.
I noticed that. Oh my god!
I was like, I ain't going back. I was trying to go back because I had.
He was getting ready to get off 3 times. The Truth 3 times. He said, "Okay," because he was like, "Truth, you got any last words?" I don't know what I said. Hell, I was delusional at that point. I was sleeping.
I just heard bubbles when I rechecked, like you were blowing bubbles or something.
Who was the? I was not. I was not.
And I was like, damn. And I had looked at my phone. I said, "What the hell?" And I just refreshed my phone, think, well, maybe it just stuck there.
It got stuck.
And then it said, "Buddy Boy Trey live." I was like, "What the hell is going?" And then I turned it on, and them two were arguing. I'm like, "What?"
Now, what were they arguing about? Because I did get a gist that they went to talking about an ex, and maybe the friend got heated or something.
Well,
talking about an ex.
It was a guy who was divorcing his ex. He referred to him as a fat bitch. So he referred to him as a fat bitch, and he don't want to talk about him. He don't have nothing to do with him. This ain't got. And I guess, Money Boy was talking about Tommy Sotomayor, and helping people out. And he's the argument, basically the gist of the argument is like, I can help you so you don't have to start at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And dude was like, well, I don't need no help. I'm, stuff like that. I was like, okay.
The Truth, you got to go back and listen to the things he was saying about Mike. First of all, he called him Wheezy Jefferson.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I put up.
He kept saying Wheezy Jefferson, and he was like, I can't even talk about this shit. Was just funny. It was like I can't explain it, y'all. That shit was hilarious. The things he was saying.
In honor of him calling him Wheezy Jefferson, I went and
y'all already know the truth. All you gotta do is say a word for him, and his little evil clown brain goes to work at her, and he be in the lab, in the lab, and you come up with just. He was on his back. Yeah, he was on his backup channel. Israel, are you subscribed to it? Trey, drop your backup channel link, Trey. Look at yonder. Y'all, let me take the banner down. Y'all hit that cash out before we get out of here.
You made fun of it because I couldn't get his head to sit right.
Yeah, something wrong with his damn head. Something wrong with this shit.
I
now, Weezy Jefferson, Not Weezy, not Weezy's hair's on point, not a strand out of place. But that damn George, aka
I didn't turn his head right. His head isn't turned right. So
baby, he got something going on with that head, baby.
I can fix it because and see, I couldn't do this for Rashid because Rashid ain't bald. So it was easy for me to do it to Mike because he's bald, just to put George Jefferson's hair on top of him. But I got to turn his face a little bit to the left, and then it'll be good. It'll be good. But Mike's head fit perfect on Wheezy.
This shit is ridiculous. Like, honestly.
I'll have to go back and fix that.
Okay, it's a wrap. You gotta make sure you subscribe to Petticoat 2. Make sure Money Boy Trey 2, his backup channel. That's what he's been going live at. And if I share him out. So D True, did you drop? Was your link dropped, D True? Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all hit that link for D True 5. We're about to go over there. Okay, and we're gonna jam a little bit, do a little something here.
In about 15 minutes, I'm gonna go live. I gotta drop some pictures up.
Okay. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much for joining today. I honestly appreciate it. Shout out to the True Sipper State Gang. Shout out to my moderators and also my monetary contributors. I will see y'all later on today, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. Right now we're going over to D True, huh?
I said love y'all.
Love you too. See you over there. See you later. Come correct. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all supporting this hashtag content that matters. And yeah, y'all listen. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful day. Be safe, be blessed, never stressed. And I will see y'all later. Okay? Love y'all.